But now we're actually intentionally going to make ourselves homeless.
Oh, I never thought of that.
No, me either.
Yeah. So, gonna be homeless, change of plans. Good morning.
Good morning.
And well, welcome to our home village of Petrius. There's been a few things going on over the past week or so, and what that's meant is that we're a little restricted on what we can do. To explain a bit further, first up, you may notice I've got a bit of a scar up here. I've just been in for an operation to have a safe, what's the safe one? Benign tumour removed. I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. But,
matter of opinion.
yeah, they didn't find a brain.
No, they didn't.
But I have to keep it clean, and doctor wasn't overly convinced that wild swimming would be good for it. There is another reason though that's really tying us close to the house, but we'll introduce it to them a little later. This has changed a lot since we were last down here.
We sneezed and all the grass grew.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a few months since we've actually been down here properly, but all of this was all cut right down to the ground, wasn't it? And all the bamboo. But this is our local river, and I don't think we've shown this since, well, our very first video we ever released back in January.
Very early days.
Yeah, but it is lovely. So, seeing as we are a little restricted and we can't do our normal video, we thought we'd do something that we kind of got planned, but we kind of brought it forward. And that is to go through some facts and figures about what it actually cost us to live here in Spain. So to start up with, we're gonna, while we're here, enjoying a bit of coolness before this cloud breaks up and we get hit by these silly temperatures today, we thought we'd go through the sort of utility bills we have. So for our house, we only really have electric, we don't have gas at all. Unlike places like the UK where gas is piped in, here you buy it by the bottle gas. You buy it in a time, and I think it works out about £25 a standard size bottle here. Our electric is paid monthly, and for the purposes of this, what we've done is we've taken what we've been paying this year, so that's January to end of July, and we've divided that by the 7 months to give us an average per month, and that comes in at £52.74. And what we'll do as well, I think, throughout this video, we'll put in one of the corners here an ongoing total as each item comes in, so you can kind of see how our costs build up. Water. Here in Spain, and I think this is a norm throughout the whole of Spain, we pay quarterly, so 4 payments a year for 3 months. The payments come in roughly around €55 a quarter, so that comes in at $18.33 a month, and we'll add that down below. We also have to pay what they call IBI, which is a bit like council tax in the UK or property tax. Now for our house, although we don't have a lot of land, our house has got quite a lot of living space in it, but still we're only paying €302.14 an entire year, and that comes in at $25.18 for the month. So again, we'll just add that in. On top of that, we've also got what they call rubbish and recycling. Again, if you're from the UK like we are, when you've got the wheelie bins, you don't have those here. We have to walk our rubbish to the nearest
Basura.
but bin deposit area.
Yeah.
And there's numerous dotted throughout the village, and you know, our closest one's a minute walk. So, and for both of those, that's rubbish and recycling, that works out about €110 a month, so €9.17. No, sorry, €110 a year. €9.17 a month. So to run our house, that's all our utilities and services, it only comes in at about €106.42 a month. Oh, it's starting to get warm already, so we've come and got into the water and we're having a paddle, bless us. But carry on with the costs. So on top of sort of your standard running costs, it's also a legal requirement here to have house insurance in place, and we get ours through our bank, and that's, sorry, Alison's got the list here, so I'm going to have to rely on Alison for the glorious figures of
£23.75.
£23.75. That's a month, by the way. And again, we'll add that too. Other insurances, because we're British and because neither of us work full-time here in Spain, we are not eligible for the Spanish NHS. So again, we're required as foreigners living in the country to have health insurance, and we pay for a sin copago, which basically means we don't contribute anything towards the costs, and that comes in at
€153.68.
That's a month again, and that's for both of us, by the way. And I've got to say, the health cover we've got has been brilliant.
Yes.
I mean, the fact this got sorted out very, very quickly, no issues, and I can't knock it. So, what other costs we got on there?
Internet.
Internet, yes. Everybody loves a good internet. And that is something...
We would love a good internet.
Yeah, that's something we struggle with massively. We've had 2 different providers out here, and not one of them has given us a...
They're both pants.
They're rubbish, absolute rubbish. There's very little we would criticise Spain for, but sorry Spain, your internet is...
Pants.
Pants, yeah. When, again, we've come from the UK where we took for granted really good quality fibre optic internet. No.
Well,
I'm sure in the main...
They do say it's fibre here, don't they?
Yeah, but it's fibre to a mast.
But it's only fibre to a mast, and then you still have to get it...
radio signalled in from somewhere else.
Yeah, and it goes down every time you get a storm. And
yeah, it's not good. But it does only come to...
$23.59.
$23.59 per month.
100 gigabytes.
For 100 gigabytes. We don't get 100 gigabytes. I'm sure we struggle playing Netflix sometimes. And then on top of that...
mobile.
Mobile services.
Mobile.
So we've got 2 mobile numbers, and we're with a company called Lobster, and we've picked Lobster because, being blunt, this is going to be a bit of a plug here. Lobster is an all-inclusive but all in English mobile phone service here in Spain. Great coverage and great price plans. We actually have the minimum price plan, which is $12.99 a month, and that gives us 25 gigs of data unlimited calls, unlimited text, but those unlimited calls and texts also allow us to call and text back and forth from the UK. I think France is included, America, numerous other places around the world. And it's pay as you go type thing, isn't it? But you pay up front. If you are interested, if you're looking for a simple in English mobile phone service, you can park your number, by the way, so if you're only here for a short period, still a good option. We will put a link down to our Down to Lobster in the description. Give it a click, because we do get a little bit of a kickback on it. Plug over. So I think we're just going to spend 5 minutes here, then we're going to head home, and we'll see you guys at home and introduce you to, well, the main reason we're restricted to staying local. So we mentioned earlier there's a couple of reasons why we are tied to our local region, and probably a good time now to introduce you to the second reasons. This is Chaos, this is Havoc, and this poorly little lady in here is Mayhem. You may or may not be aware, we have helped with animal rescue over the years, and we currently have 3 inmates. Okay, so plan now is we're going to get in the car, take a drive down to the local town of Oliva, where we're going to get some lunch, and we'll have a discussion with you guys when we get down there about the cost of food. But while we're in the car on our way down to Oliva, I thought it'd be a good chance or good opportunity to at least talk about the cost of owning a car in Spain. The cost of cars brand new here are pretty equivalent to anywhere else in the world. The big difference is second-hand. Second-hand market is a lot smaller here in Spain, which means that the cost of second-hand vehicles here is a lot higher than, say, we're used to back in the UK. But on a monthly basis, regarding the actual running cost for us, insurance, we pay 23, so I'm just going to check on, I've got a list on my phone here, but 23.13 a month for our car insurance, and that is fully comp. But the insurances here are different to, say, somewhere like the UK, where you insure the person to drive the vehicle. Insurances in Spain cover the vehicle for any driver. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any driver can drive our car with my permission. You have my permission. Also in Spain, you're required to have an annual inspection. In the UK we call it an MOT, but here it's called an ITV or ITV, as they would say in Spanish. They are generally an annual inspection. I think once a car gets over 20 years, it's every 6 months. And that will cost you currently 57 for a sort of standard car. Another item you have to pay for here is car tax. Again, comparing it to the UK, a bit like the road fund tax. They don't do the discs anymore, do they, in the UK? That's been got rid of, but it's very similar. So this is paid directly to your local town hall, and for this particular car in Patrias we pay 47.71, so that works out about €3.98 a month. So then you have the cost of diesel or unleaded petrol to put into your vehicle. Spain has seen an increase in that, like most places in the world, over the past couple of years, although we're still only seeing it about 1.40 a litre. It's €1.40 per litre, and we probably put in about 40 to 50 euros a month. So what we'll do is we'll add all that up, and I'll add it to the running total in the bottom corner there. But please bear in mind, we don't have any finance on this vehicle. If you've seen our previous, any of our previous videos, you'll know we don't drive the world's flashiest car.
I was going to say, if you've seen our car, you'll know we don't drive the world's flashiest car.
Yeah, it's a basic car.
She's a good old girl.
She's been very good. But it's a basic car that just gets us from A to B. I don't know if we've ever actually shown a lever in any of our videos, have we, so far?
Only briefly as we were driving down the N332 to go and get the wood.
Yes, right back at the very first video. But for anyone that doesn't know the region, this is probably our closest town of any size. It's got everything here, all the banks, all of the supermarkets, and a Vets, or our Vets, where we will be popping back a bit later today. But first off, we're going down, there he is, over there.
Yeah.
Over to this location over here, past this central square area, to a favourite little, what do you call it, bar? Restaurant?
Eatery. It's a
cafe?
It's a cafe and a bakery, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It's one of our favourite little locations, a place called Sanchez. And we're going to get a... Sanchez. Sorry. And we're going to get a little bite to eat. Alright, so we got some food. Like I said, we thought while we were popping in here for a bite to eat, we'd at least speak about the cost of food here in Spain. For, I don't know what you call it, like your monthly supermarket shop, we tend to find the prices here, what would you say, a little bit less overall?
Yeah, I mean, we still have an Aldi and a Lidl's, and the comparison, they're still cheaper than the equivalent shop
back in the UK, for example. There are things here that are a lot cheaper. Water being one of them here is ridiculously cheap. We can buy 6 litre plastic bottle of water for like 75 cents. But there are other things, like butter seems ridiculously expensive here.
Because they don't tend to use it much, do they?
And a lot of dairy products, to be fair, seem quite expensive. So, I mean, for us, we would generally spend, I know, again, I'm going to refer back to this, but we've kind of done a quick look over the months, and we will generally spend about €150 a month on what I call household food. Now, in addition to that, obviously, you've seen us eat out. We're eating out now. We don't do it very often, and the cost of eating out for us is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Depending on where we are, though.
I was going to say, we eat out a lot more regularly now with doing the videos.
Yeah.
If we're eating near home, then the cost is substantially cheaper. Get my words out. Because we're not in a touristy area.
Because we live in a very Spanish, non-touristy region, the price of a meal is a lot less. I mean, we're supposed to be going out or to our local bar with friends, and that will probably cost us, if we just have a meal and 1 or 2 drinks, probably about €15 for both of us. Whereas the equivalent of what we'll get tomorrow, if we were to go to a resort like Benidorm, maybe Cullera, and some of the other ones we've shown on video, you would be paying 25 to 40 euros depending on the location for the equivalent meal. So overall, food here is a lot cheaper. Like I said, 150 for grocery shopping, that was the word I was looking for. Grocery shop, supermarket, monthly shop. And then we probably spend about another 100 a month on eating out. And we'll add that in the total down in the corner. Yeah. With all that talk of food, we're going to get on and eat. And we'll see you shortly. Well, that was lovely again.
Oh, I've missed that.
Yeah, we've not been there for a while.
No.
By the way, that came to literally just over 13 euros for a roll for both of us. You had a cakey thing.
I did.
And a couple of drinks.
Carta de fruta.
But now I think we're going to get in the car, head home. It is getting silly warm now. I mean, it's supposed to hit 42 today here. So we're going to go home, get in front of the fan, and we'll see you there. Today, so we've come down to our local vets in Oliva. This is Veterinaria La Safor. And while we're in here, we'll just tell you a few of the costs we have regarding owning animals. If you've seen some of our videos in the past, we've shown the fact we've actually got 2 cats and 2 dogs. And as you're aware already, one of the reasons we're stuck at home is because we've got some visitors, the little kittens. And we've had to come to the vets today because the little black girl
It's not doing quite
is not doing so well. But regarding cost, the main thing you've got to consider in Spain is an annual rabies injection is mandatory here. And with this particular vet, we pay 30 for both dog and cat, so it's 30 each. Prices do vary a little bit, but it's kind of around that figure.
And now starts the messy part. Do you like? Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, so this is Patricia, who is head vet here at La Safor in Oliva. And the one question I wanted to ask you is about what is the current cost of getting your pet passported here in Spain?
Yeah, in Spain it's obligatory to do a pet passport, microchip and rabies injection.
Okay, all in one go?
Yes.
Okay.
Before than 4 months of age of the animal.
Yeah, okay.
And the cost of everything is about 85 euros. The
85 euros, and that's then completely legal
Yeah.
in Spain and can travel around Europe?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Good girl.
Good morning. So it's now the day after yesterday. The day after yesterday.
It is the day after
We're so
yesterday.
tired. Because, I mean, we're up again because unfortunately young lady's got to go back to the vets for another injection today. And,
To be fair, I'm up several times
yeah.
because they're still on 2-hourly feeds. They're only 3 weeks old. So, yeah, that's why I look like I've been awake and feeding kittens every 2 hours.
Did we mention yesterday the story of these 3?
No,
No.
no, we did not.
No. So just in case you're interested, these 3 were actually found by some local children, and they'd been disgustingly so, wrapped in a plastic bag, taped in a box and dumped by a bin. Alison believes they were less than a day old at that point. But 2 of them here, Havoc and Chaos again, are thriving, doing really well. But the black girl, Mayhem, is yeah, not doing so great.
Will you stop biting me?
Right, she going to do this again then?
Did you have that switched on when I just told her to stop biting me?
Yes. Bless her.
Yeah, she's lovey suckling.
Yeah. Right, I think she's going to go and have another injection now, and fingers crossed this will sort her out. Actually, while we're in the vets, I think yesterday we forgot to mention about food. And that's not because we don't feed our cats. But here, in Spain, we tend to find the cost of food is equivalent. For us, we're quite lucky because our 2 dogs, Sebastian, the older one, will eat anything we give him. And Bar doesn't like expensive food. He likes the cheapest food available. So they only cost us about 20-25 euros a month. Then the cats are 2 permanent cats. They cost us about 30 euros a month each. No, 30 euros a month. Cut, let me think about this. Right, they cost us 30 euros for a bag that lasts us 2 months, and we alternate. 1 food for 1 cat, 1 month for the next month, so it's 30 euros a month, total of 50. So all in all, when you look at the total cost, and we'll update that now for our animal care, it's only about 100 euros a month. Let's go and see how the little one's getting on.
Entonces, diario no.
How are we doing?
She hasn't been told. Let me just cover her ears. She's got to have 3 injections today.
3? What
Well,
about
she's
weight?
been having, no, she has definitely lost weight.
Yeah.
She's 2.5,
Okay.
or sorry, 250 grams according
Wow.
to their scales. So it's still 20 grams less than our scales.
Yeah, this is the concern we've got, which is that she seems more alert than she did, but she is
very much
losing
so.
weight left, right and centre.
Yeah, because it's warm. Yeah, but she won't eat it if it's cold.
Right,
Yeah, no.
thank you again.
You're welcome, always.
Right, that'll be another trip to the vet done, and we'll see you back home. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, let's go down the pool, have a bit of chill time. So the walk to our local pool is only about 5 minutes, literally just on the outskirts of the town. And this time of year it's an absolute godsend for us, isn't it? To be able to just come down here and cool off for a bit. Which also brings us on nicely on to kind of talking about what we spend on entertainment. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, entertainment. Just what we do is, regarding entertainment, is completely free. Occasionally we do pay to go into castles and that.
Yeah.
And they, what would you say they average?
3 euros?
Yeah, they're not expensive. In Spain, obviously, we don't get standard UK TV, but we do have Netflix, HBO, and I think we've just subscribed to the Sky thing because it was $3.99 a month for life if you subscribed early. So all in all, we actually only spend probably about, what, 50 to 100 euros a month on entertainment. That's it.
Yeah. That's a grandfather blowing raspberries on his very young grandson that he's teaching to swim.
We're going to get on and enjoy this swim. I'm going to go home and get some lunch, and we'll see you all in a bit.
Catch you later.
We've got back home. We've had some food. We sort the kittens out. We run around doing a couple of chores, and now what we've done is we've come to finish our day off down at the beach. However, we're not going to be going for a swim because it is very windy. I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but all the way down this coast here at the moment are red flags due to rough conditions. But we're going to go and grab a seat enjoy the scenery, and talk to you a little bit more about what it costs for us to live here. So the only thing left now to talk about is extra bits, clothes, etc. Yeah. To be honest with you, we don't buy a lot of clothes, do we? We don't spend a lot on clothes at all.
You can tell that by just looking at us.
Well, yeah. we ummed and ahed as whether to admit this or not, but we do buy a lot of our stuff from charity shops.
I have no problem admitting that. I'm proud.
Yeah, because it's
reduce,
recycling.
Reuse, recycle.
Yeah. However, the only shop that does seem to make a fortune out of us is Decathlon. So our hiking shoes, a lot of the hiking shorts and trousers and bits we wear do come from there. But
That's
I think
about all we do spend.
Yeah, big money on.
Decent money on,
Yeah.
don't we? The hiking things, and obviously the Merrell shoes. We know that to not have those is a false economy.
Yeah, totally.
Because
They've been
they
a
last
godsend,
so
haven't
long.
they? But I mean, I think it's safe to say probably if we would say about €100 a month covers clothes and any other little bits and bobs. I think that's
Yeah, I mean,
About right.
some months we don't spend any,
and others.
and others, like when we've both had
New hiking
shoes,
It's
they were
€200,
yeah.
nearly, yeah. So we'll add that to the total down below. So all that leaves us to do now is really look at the grand total. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what the grand total is.
I don't know.
It's going to be down here, the grand total. All I do know is that we can survive on less than €1,000 a month, and we have a really good lifestyle from that. We don't live an extravagant life, do we?
No.
It's not like we're out having slap up meals every day. We have a good, sensible life out of it, and we enjoy life to its fullest.
Yes.
Oh, the one thing we haven't mentioned, you may have noticed we've not mentioned anything about mortgage or rent.
Yeah.
The one thing we both agreed on when we moved to Spain was that we were going to put every penny we've got into buying a house to ensure that we never had a loan or a mortgage or anything, and we have no loans, but we've not mentioned that. So if you're thinking about making a move to Spain, take what we said, but obviously then add whatever you're going to be paying in the way of mortgage or rent.
Rates.
Yeah, globally mortgage rates at the moment we know are very high. But there we are. I hope you've enjoyed this.
I did find a fault with that though.
What's that?
Well, we said when we bought the house we didn't want a mortgage or a loan on it because we never wanted to be homeless. But now we're actually intentionally going to make ourselves homeless.
Oh, I never thought of that.
No, me either.
Yeah. So, going to be homeless, change of plans, but that's kind of us all the way through, isn't it?
Yeah.
That sudden change of plans. So, is that it? Have we got all of our costs covered? Can you think of anything else? You can, can't you? What have I missed?
Can we go and get ice cream?
Oh, ice cream. Oh yeah. So we've not actually added any money for your ice cream and chocolate budget.
No.
We'll add that now.